going on right now. There we go. Okay. There's that. There's that. All right, you guys should be good to hear now. All right, cool. For everybody on Instagram, I'm gonna figure out how to figure out I'm gonna figure out how to fix that real quick. So I'm gonna end the live stream real quick on IG and start it back up. Put that. That's weird. Surely there's a way to fix that. Okay. All right, we're gonna just not worry about Instagram for now and just go ahead on YouTube. So everybody that's on there, that's fine, and I will figure out how to fix that for next time. So, yep, we're gonna go ahead and just do our regular Wednesday night charting session here. It's a little early. I also always do these on the Stock Hours channel every Wednesday, but this week we're in course week, so yeah, we are gonna go ahead and do this. All right, just gonna go through the list A to Z here, see if I have any setups I like. How's everybody's day so far though? ARM pushing here. I'm definitely interested at this high at 164. Green for the day, can't complain, nice. What we like to see. Actually, 158 through the 160 break might not be too bad. ARM is not something I'm super used to playing, but that doesn't look bad at all. Go ahead and mark that. Move on. See if we get any better setups here. AVGO went absolutely crazy on earnings here, which is nice. What's good, Kevin? And that's all-time highs, isn't it? Yep. So for AVGO, honestly, I would just have to see what it does pre-market, but we did obviously get a crazy push here off of earnings. I'll throw that as a side watch in the thing just so I know that I'm going to be at least keeping an eye on it pre-market to see what it's doing. But as of right now, there's not really anything super special to look at here because it's still continuously making new highs. So yeah. Then I'll mark that just so we can look at something there. Tesla 182.80 if it opens close or above 180.40 is my top. All right, cool, KJP. I'll look at that. BA. Actually, BA is kind of rounding out here, picking up some momentum to the downside. So there's not anything super special that I would look at on here, but maybe around the, we already passed the only level on this that I would play, for now at least, but maybe we will see some setups on that to the downside here soon. Yeah, for sure, Nicholas. And also, if you guys have questions about that, I'm more than happy to answer your questions here. Um, really, if you guys just have any questions in general, I haven't done a live charting session on my channel, so the first one, I'm pretty sure. Baba, I don't even know why I'm looking into this. I can't stand this stock. I haven't traded it in so long, and for good reasoning. I mean, we've got a downtrend going on here, but it's literally one of the choppiest stocks that I've seen. Baidu, we're making 180-day lows. That's kind of crazy. Actually, look at that. Can't be all-time lows, is it? Nope. So the 180-day low is 93.32. Let's look. 93.32. A left extension on, so we can go back and see what that looks like. Okay, so nothing too special right there, but right at 92.78, we've got something there. 92.78, then 91.88, then 91.41. So probably not going to actually be taking advantage of this just because it's not a stock that I trade often, and it's also not a stock that usually has too much volume. We can check here though. Open interest isn't awful. The volume is pretty terrible though. And the contracts are so cheap, there's no way. But maybe it'll pick something up whenever we get down there. One second here. Okay, yeah. We'll see if we catch any volume on the contracts when we get down there. That's not going to be a main watch for now by any means. Coin actually looks really solid at this 263.80 level. I've also got a resistance at 264.30, so I'm definitely down to take that. I like that setup a lot. We got room to 267.44 on the 4 hour. And we've got room well past 270 on the 1 hour. I'll check that out to KJP. Just making my way down here. I actually really do like coin here. Looks good. By the time we end up like actually completing this pattern, we've got pretty good inverted head and shoulders or cup and handle, however you guys want to look at that. But it looks pretty nice. I'm definitely marking that, keeping that as a close watch. Nice, KJP. Okay, moving on. Costco, probably nothing. Yep, definitely nothing. Actually, 840 to the downside. If it was any other stock other than Costco, I would say 840 looks beautiful to the downside. Only problem is the majority of the time, unless this is some like some setup that has been progressing for a long time and it's something that people are really anticipating, usually not any contract volume. So we can look here. I mean, I guess that, yeah, no, those spreads are atrocious. The volume is not great either, but maybe getting closer to that, you could actually see some volume pick up. So I'll put this on the watch too. I do really like this. I like these kind of setups where we have pretty strong pushes, go into consolidation, volume kind of dies out, and then we end up making our way back down to the downside. I love those types of setups because usually you can see a pretty nice flush off of something like that. Disney, nothing for me really. DocuSign, really don't want to play this stock, but if you are looking at it for some reason, we've got this little uptrend here. Probably still wouldn't touch this until at least 50, what's that? 50.44. Moving on, Google. Only thing I'm super interested in on Google here is the highs, so like 181.86, then possibly even the high from today. Let's see what that's at. High from today is at 180.41, so that might be something where I could take that as two separate trades, from 180.41 through the 181 break. And if we get enough momentum from that, maybe we can take it all the way through 181.86 and then through 182 there. So that's far enough away though, that's probably not going to be a main watch, but just something to look at. Lulu, I only had this on here from my last charting session where somebody wanted me to look at it because of earnings. Nothing that I'm super interested in on this, other than you could maybe say down here at, what is that? Give me 1 second. 301.05. I would be okay with that, but we're about $7 away, so not going to be too focused on that for now. Meta, KJP, I think you just said something about that. Meta is super weak today, yeah. Today's low does not look bad at all. I agree. It's really just consolidation at 504.45. Could probably be a little bit safer with this and just wait till 504 on this, in case we do see, obviously, a bounce at this level and then staying in this consolidation. But that's if you wanted to be super safe on that. I think the lows don't look bad either from today. So definitely a solid watch at least. I don't know if it's going to be a main watch or side watch yet, but we'll see. Are you doing this every Wednesday? Carlos, I do it every Wednesday on the Stock Hours channel. I feel like I missed that question earlier. How many setups do you mainly trade as a part of your playbook? As far as setups go, Caesar, I think you're referring to like patterns and stuff like that. When I'm talking about setups, I'm talking about like how many setups do I take in a day. So as far as that goes, I don't know exactly how many setups I trade as part of my playbook because there's variations of each one. So I would say probably anywhere between like 5 to 10 different types of setups. But it's not really only limited to that. There's not a great way for me to answer that. And then if you're talking about how many setups will I take in a day, I know people have different views of overtrading, but my thought process of overtrading is if you're waiting on a bunch of setups for a very long period of time, then if they all line up in the same day, I'm more than happy to take advantage of every single one of those. So if there's 10 great setups that I've been waiting on for months, then I'm going to try my best to take advantage of all of them. But on a day where there's only one actual good setup, then that's the only one that I want to take. You asked because of the time that I'm doing this today. Yeah, Carlos, I'm doing it early because we have a course week lesson in stock hours tonight at 8 Eastern. And I usually don't do the charting sessions on the weeks where we have course week. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay, anyways, moving on from Meta here. Nothing on Moderna. Microsoft is just absolutely ripping. This is, I can't remember. That is all-time highs for Microsoft, I'm pretty sure. Yep. We'll see here. 443.40 possibly look at, but I mean, nothing crazy there. Yeah, I think I'm probably good on that. We wicked back into a 4-hour uptrend that we had, so that is not a great sign. All right, sorry. Moving on, MU, same thing, just absolutely ripping. I'm good on any of that, to be honest with you. We've got other setups that I like better. Really, the only thing you could take advantage of there is just pre-market or post-market high. Netflix just in consolidation here, so not a whole lot there either. Only thing that I would be willing to take on this is 658 or 664.25 to the upside, or 626.44 to the downside. I'm generally pretty picky when it comes to setups on Netflix because this is such a chunky moving stock, and it's generally like the contracts are very volatile. You don't mind to trade different names, even though they may move differently and have different ATR. You'd recommend sticking to 1 or 2 tickers. Caesar, I would say that if there's a great setup on a stock that I don't usually trade, I will still at least consider taking advantage of it. But I do like to stick to my main stocks that I trade. Nvidia here actually looks really good at 126.88. That's weird saying that since the split, but 126.88, that looks really good on Nvidia. That's, yeah, I am actually really hoping this does not break pre-market tomorrow because I like that setup a lot. I need to unmark Netflix here because I didn't have anything on it. Same thing with Microsoft. Okay. Moving down. Nothing on Pinterest I'm super interested in. PayPal actually bounced right at a support that it has, 62.85. 62.85. Low on this is 62.85. We bounced right at 62.90 today with a pretty aggressive drop leading into it. That actually might be worth looking at. PayPal is one that I very rarely trade. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I traded it, and you're looking at the reason why. These contracts are so cheap, but that actually might be worth looking at. I'm going to put that as at least a side watch. I do really like that setup though. Let's see. Moving on. Roku, nothing for me. Shopify, nothing for me. I mean, we've got this huge gap on Shop that we're filling, but I don't know. That's just one that I haven't really touched at all since the split, so I don't think that just a bullish market is gonna change that for me. And SMCI, I've been loving this stock lately. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's really just in consolidation right now, so not a whole lot on here. Okay. Moving on. X Snow. Snow has nothing for me. New lows. And then we will go to Tesla. I know KJP said something about Tesla earlier. This still is just in consolidation for me. Whenever you see all these lines just right next to each other, it's not a great sign for the stock you're trying to play. So I'm really honestly not interested in this until we get to the highs of this consolidation at like 182.80 here. And we've got a little ways to go for that. So we'll see where that is. I'm probably not even going to put it on the watch list, but I will go ahead and leave it marked just in case. Also going to set an alert here just above 180.80. Or actually, I'm just going to set one at 181 so I know when it's getting close. So yeah, all right, cool. And then we can go ahead and start making our watch list here. Main watch. I don't think ARM is going to go on here, to be honest with you. This is the part where I kind of go through and dial everything down to what I like best. AVGO, I'm going to take the writing off, and then I'm just going to put it in the side watch category down here. So AVGO, I'm just going to write watching for continuation. There we go. Then, okay. I think our first actual watch here is Coin, which is 263.80. Actually, is that what I already had written down? It may be. Watching 263.80. For a push into the 264.30 resistance, targeting 265. I'm sorry. Yeah, 265 and 267.44. 4-hour trend. All right. Costco, let's see. Yeah, 840.26 is going to be a watch for sure. Flat bottom. As far as targets go on this, I really don't have any like super specific targets. I guess my next target on this would really be 835. But that's pretty decently long hold for Costco. Some days it can make its moves like immediately, and then some days it takes a hot minute. So I would say probably next target on this would be 838.60, 836.80. Okay, here we go. 838.60. Mouse is being weird here. say that was 836.75 is what that is. Okay. The side trade. Then we've got Meta. Meta, I'm going to actually throw above cost here, because there's a higher likelihood that this is going to have the volume that we need. Okay. Nvidia, I said, yeah, 126.88 looks really good. Nvidia is actually going to go above Meta. There we go. Got all that. We got, I think our last one here is PayPal, right? Yeah. PayPal is going to be a side watch as well, though. I don't like having too many main watches, because then it makes you worry about things that you're not super hyped about in the first place. But PayPal is a good setup. It's just not one that I trade as much as any of these others that I have up here. So watching 62.85 flat bottom. We had a pretty aggressive sell-off. There. Perfect. There we go. All right, cool. So there is my watch for tomorrow, as far as right now goes, at least. Obviously, this can be subject to change in the morning. If you guys are in the mentorship channel, I'm going to send that in there. Also, if you're in stock hours, I'm going to send it in there. Don't forget, stock hours has free Wednesdays. So if you guys are not in there and you would like to be, make sure you take advantage of that while it's free. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions about the mentorship or anything like that, feel free to hit me up and ask me. And yeah, we can stay in touch. But let's see here. Any questions? Can you look at Oracle? Yes, I can. What's the ticker for that, Nicholas? Is it RCP? Wait, hold on. There's ORCL, is that it, Nicholas? I'm assuming so. I mean, yeah, it's pushing for sure. There's not really a whole lot to look at it though. Like there's not a whole lot on there to look at. So not really anything that I would do with that. Gotcha. Yeah, no, there's really nothing I would do with this. All it's doing is pushing. The only thing that I would have done with it is if in theory I was looking at this, I would have either A, taken advantage of the high from pre-market off of the earnings push, or I would have possibly looked to take this this wedge right here, except by the time it even got there, it was so late in the day that I would not expect it to have enough volume to have any type of decent move anyways. So there's really nothing I would have done with that other than right off the open. So yeah, it is strong though. So all right, cool. Well, yeah, if there's no more questions or anything, then we can go ahead and wrap it up here. But um, we've still got a decent little amount of time before the stock hours lesson starts. So if you guys want to have a quick Q&A, more than welcome to do that as well. But yeah, I'll wait around for just a second to see if anything comes in. If not, then we'll wrap it up. Nicholas, just DM me for any questions about that. Play. I actually didn't, KJP. I did not. It looked super solid though. Biggest struggle growing your account. I think my biggest struggle growing my account from like where I started was the fact that I was too focused on the P&L, comparing myself to what other people were doing and thinking that what I'm doing is not good enough. I would also say, yeah, just not looking for the consistency, only trying to hit home runs. I would say the biggest problem with that though is probably the fact that my stop losses and my profit taking did not make any sense. So like I would sell as soon as I was green on a trade, right? But also if I was red on a trade, I would just end up holding it and trying to wait and figure out, oh, maybe it'll come back, stuff like that. So if I was seeing green on a trade that was like anything small, it doesn't even matter what it was, I would just get out. But anyways, that I feel like that's a problem a lot of people have, maybe on a different scale. I honestly don't know what range it was that I would take my profits right at the beginning, but I know it could be like a very little amount green and I would just get out because I didn't want to risk giving back those profits. But as soon as I would have a trade where I, had to actually have some patience, then I would end up giving back that profit and more anyways, because when I was red, I would hold longer than I would hold my winners. Wondering why Nor held on the fake out over 124.80. It was a huge wall on the tape, which I saw. I took it, and when it flipped red, I cut it. Wonder why he held. You could say. Oh, okay, hold on. So you're talking about right off the open? Is that what you're talking about, KJP? Are you talking about over here at this 124? Or no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me just check the time on that because I feel like we're talking about different things. Give me 1 second. 10:04. Oh wait, that would be 9:04 here. So, I mean, the pullback really wasn't bad. Yeah, the pullback wasn't bad. Because honestly, where I would have kept my stop on this was any aggressive movement into this little zone right here. Or I would have kept my stop loss like right around, maybe right around the lows of this candle right here. But the stop on that wasn't too bad, because that's a 23-cent target for a, okay, 23-cent minimum target for a 30-cent stop loss. And then obviously once you got above 125 there, it was just consistent momentum all the way up. Obviously I wouldn't have held that long, but yeah, I mean, the stop on that was not bad at all, KJP. How much do you usually spend per option? If you're talking about like my position sizing, anywhere between 5 to 7K, sometimes more, sometimes less. It just depends on the play. That's like an average comfortable size, like super, super, super comfortable in the trade. Per trade. The way you're phrasing that question is not like exactly correct terminology, so I apologize if I'm answering the question wrong, like if I'm answering the wrong question. But I think that you're saying like what my position sizing was. So in the beginning, I started with a 2K account. My position sizing was probably anywhere between like 400 to like 600 ish. If I absolutely needed to, if I could, I would go smaller. That would be the point where I was like doing the right thing and being smart and being focusing on consistency over just profit. When I actually first started, it was like 1,000 to like 1,500 on a $2,000 account, which is not super smart, but also if you know how to manage that, you can be aggressive with it. It's just at that point in time, I didn't know how to manage that. So it was not a good idea for me at that point in time. But yeah, now I would say now I'm sized more like normally and extra comfortably. Because like at a certain point, my position sizes were around like anywhere like minimum 10K, which was unneeded stress. Unneeded stress. Because you can make plenty of money not having to go way up there. But yeah. Cool. All right. If we have no further questions here, then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you guys for coming out. If anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to DM me, and I will see you guys at tonight's lesson.